Hello everyone, my name is Jesus and I'm gonna be your art instructor for today. We're gonna be working on this beautiful piece and I'm hoping you guys all have your kits ready. So let's start. For this project, you're gonna need a blue apron, plates, two brushes, a big one and a small one, a napkin, a cup with water, and three colors: blue, black, and white. You will need your big canvas. So let's start. Before you start painting, you want to put your apron on. So let's put our aprons on. We're gonna fold it and we're gonna put our aprons on because we don't want to get any paint on our clothes. Now if you do get paint on your clothes, you can always take it off with a little bit of water, but you have to do it right away. This is water-based paint, so if you get some paint on your clothes, you want to take it right away with water, especially with warm water. All right, let's start. The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna use a pencil and we're gonna use the plate. So we're gonna put the plate like in the middle. You see, it's right here in the middle, and we're gonna draw around our plate really good, really fast. So this is gonna be our moon. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you guys can, I'm just gonna do it with red color so you guys can see it. So I went around and that's my moon right there. I'm doing it with red so you guys can see it, but you guys have to do it with your pencil, okay? So don't use red, use your pencil. And then we're gonna divide our canvas in three places. So here's gonna be one, and here's gonna be 2 and 3. So we have divided our canvas in three sections. So I'm doing it with red so you guys can see it. So you see I have 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. So we have divided our canvas before we start painting. And now we're gonna get our blue paint and we're gonna pour some of that on the plate. And we're gonna use our big brush. And what we're gonna do with the big brush, we're gonna go around the moon. We're gonna paint around the moon like this. And we're just gonna keep going until we don't have more paint. You see, I'm cleaning the brush. It's kind of like you're cleaning the brush on the canvas. You see, I'm not adding more paint until it's clean. So then I'm gonna get more paint and I'm gonna keep going around, doing this movement, going around the moon and around and around. We're gonna get more blue paint again. And we're just gonna keep going around until I run out of paint on my brush. And it's okay if you go below here, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Always with this movement, okay? Always going with a round movement. Don't go straight. We have to go like this, around and around. And once you're done, you can always come back and just keep playing with the paint until you make sure everything is covered. Like that. Then now we're gonna get more of the blue and we're gonna cover the bottom part like this. But now the movement is gonna go this way, from one side to the other side. And we're just gonna cover the middle right here because we're gonna add black on the other side. You can always pause the video. If you get behind, you can always hit pause on the video. So now we're gonna add a little bit of the black. So I'm gonna pour some of the black on my plate. And don't clean your brush, okay? Don't clean your brush. We want some of the blue paint mixed with the black. So don't clean the brush unless I tell you to clean it. Sometimes we are so tempted to go and put the brush in the water, so don't do that. We're gonna get some of the black paint, and we're gonna start in the corners. You see one corner, two corners, three corners here and here, and always with the same movement. Okay, always with the same movement around, because we're gonna go around. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna just blend it a little bit with the blue. Don't go all the way in, because if you go all the way in, you're gonna lose the blue. We don't wanna lose the blue. So we're just gonna keep going around blending. You see, I'm not using more paint. Whatever paint I have there, I'm just blending. So now we're just gonna go around and just play with the colors. You can even do this, going around and around. So you get all those beautiful colors there. And if you go down here, down the line, it's okay, because we're gonna add more black so we can redefine our ocean here. And now we're gonna push some of the black inside the blue. You see what I'm doing? I'm getting some of the black and I'm pushing it inside. Kind of like you're like combing your hair. It's kind of like that. Now we're gonna get some here. We're gonna do the same thing, covering all the white. We don't wanna have any white on the canvas other than the moon. We wanna cover everything. So we're gonna keep pushing it this way, like that. And you see, you can redefine your line again here with the black. So now you have done with this. We're gonna let it dry for about, I will say 10 minutes. And once it's dry, we're gonna come back with white. But first we need to let it dry a little bit. Meanwhile, I'm gonna wash my brush. So the way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna dip it into the water, going around, and I'm gonna clean the excess of water, just like this. Make sure it has no paint. Make sure it's really, really clean. And next, I'm gonna use my napkin to make sure it has no paint, because we want it really clean. You can also rinse it on the sink. If your brush has a lot of paint, you can always go and rinse it on your sink. All right, let's continue painting. Okay, now we're gonna use the small brush and some blue paint. I just ran out of blue paint, so let's get more blue paint on my plate. Sometimes the paint is too thick. You can always add a little bit of water to make it more liquid. So with the small brush, we're gonna add some effects here with blue, kind of like some waves, some reflections. So we're gonna add some of the blue across the canvas. You see, I'm adding some of the blue on the black spots too. We can even add some of the blue on top here, going around as well, if you want, a couple of them. It's kind of like the moon is shining on the sky. Always going around, same direction. Now we're gonna use some of the white. And without cleaning the brush, I'm gonna get some of the white, because I want some white and blue there. And I'm gonna start on the top here, making a line. And just moving the painting around. So now we're gonna add a little bit of the white. You see how beautiful is that? It's like the moon is reflecting. So we wanna get those reflections on the same alignment. You see, the moon is this size, so we kind of want to get the reflections on the same direction. Barely touching the canvas. We're gonna come back, once it's dry, we're gonna come back and add a little bit more reflections. But now we're gonna work on our dolphin and also on the splash. So the way we're gonna do the splash, we're gonna mix blue with white. We're gonna make kind of like baby blue. And from here, we're gonna do a splash. You can also use your big brush if you want to, but I like to use the small one. So we're gonna keep adding more. Now we're gonna add a little bit of white on top. Kind of like the waves, you know. And I'm just tapping it like this. I'm gonna add some dots like the water is splashing. This is the top of the wave or the splash. And now we're gonna work on our dolphin. So you're gonna get your pencil again, and I'm putting the drawing of the dolphin over there so you can see it, how it looks like. So the way we're gonna do it, we're gonna, you see that the way I'm grabbing the pencil is not like this. I'm kind of grabbing the pencil like this, so I don't put pressure on the canvas. So I'm gonna do a little sketch of my dolphin here, making sure I'm happy with it. And once I'm happy with the drawing, I'm gonna go ahead and paint it. You see, I'm not putting any pressure on the canvas. I'm just doing a sketch right there. This is how you sketch. And then the other wing it has here, and the tail. I'm putting the drawing for you on the screen, but I'm gonna do it with red really quick so you can actually see it, how it looks here. So the way I did it, I went on the body on top like this, and then I work on the mouth, and then I went back, and then the tail, the top part, remember, is kind of round. We don't want to look like a shark. So that's how your drawing of your dolphin should look like. It's kind of like, always make sure it's kind of like jumping out of the water. So we want the water to have the same movement that the dolphin. And once you're done with your drawing, you're gonna come back with black paint. You can grab it directly from the cup, and you're gonna cover your dolphin all with black. We're gonna cover the whole thing with black. And after that, we're gonna start working on the moon. This is our happy dolphin. He's really happy because he's taking an art class. And there you go. Now we're gonna work on the moon. The way we're gonna work on the moon, you still have black paint on your brush. So we're gonna get black paint and a little bit of white, and we're gonna make gray. So you see I'm mixing the black paint from the brush with a little bit of white. If you don't have white, you can always pour more from the cup. So we wanna get some light gray on our plate. And now we're gonna work on the moon. So the way we're gonna work on the moon, we're gonna use our fingers. So you see I'm gonna get a little bit of the gray with my finger. I'm gonna tap it there so I have a gray color on my finger. And now I'm gonna work on the craters of the moon. I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. We're gonna add some more. We're gonna add some more on this side, just a little bit, different sizes. You can also use your brush. The small brush, you can use a small brush and just tap it like this. But I like to use the fingers better. Then we're gonna mix a little bit more of the white, so we make lighter ones now. You see it's a lighter gray. It's almost white, just with a touch of gray. And we're gonna keep adding more craters to our moon. Big ones and the small ones. Now some of you guys might be more advanced on painting, which is okay. Now if you're more advanced, you can always look at the picture of the moon, the actual moon, and paint the moon just how it looks like. This is just a sample, but if you're more advanced or you want to make your drawing better, you can always paint the moon like how it actually looks. Just gonna keep adding more craters. My moon has a lot. It has a big one right there, small ones. Add different sizes of craters. Don't make them all the same size. Make some small ones, some big ones. And now the last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add a little bit more white. You should still have white on your brush. And we're gonna add a little bit more white to our drawing. It should be dry already. So once it's dry, you can get the white to actually show. We're gonna get a little more white. And also, we're gonna add some white around it. Just a little bit, okay? Don't add too much. So we're just gonna like add a little bit of the white. You see I'm barely doing it, just a little bit. So it's kind of like the moon is reflecting on the sky. And always with the same movement. You always want to follow the movement of the moon, okay? Don't go like this or like this. Always go around. Think about like the moon is getting bigger and bigger. That's the way you want to add the white around the moon. You can also add some grass. Here we can add some grass. We can get some blue and some white. And we can add some grass here at the end. We're gonna add more grass on here, just a few of them. And once you're done, this is pretty much it, guys. This is it. Once you're done, we're gonna put our initials in one of the corners. You're gonna put your initials with the small in one of the corners. And we are pretty much done. Well, good job, everybody. Remember, if you get behind, you can always stop the video and watch it once you catch up with us. And once again, my name is Jesus, and I can't wait to paint with you again.